Next up tonight, we have a story that combines drunkenness and telephones, but for once doesn't end with me sending a photo of my erection to my mum. Sorry, your mum. Nish Kumar is telling this one, having sunk 4 pints of beer and a bottle and a half of red wine.
Ooh. I'm going to be telling you the story of how Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone, or did he? Spoiler alert. 1847, Edinburgh. Within Edinburgh, there's a child. It's Alexander Graham Bell. Alexander Graham Bell was a child prodigy. He reminded me of a young me. His mum, deaf, full deaf, classic deaf. So he invents a whole system of sign language to communicate with his mother, saying all sorts of stuff like, "No, Mum, I wasn't doing that. I had just had a bath. That's why I have no clothes on. I don't know why it's pointing that way." So, we've established the bell end was a child prodigy. Fast forward to 1874. The bell end, he's working in Boston, working as a professor. He's thinking about new things to do. He's like, have this idea that you could have communication, you could communicate with people even though you're not in the same room as them. He says about working on what will become the telephone. He meets your boy, Tommy Watson, Big Tommy Dubs. Tommy Watson's like, "What's up, Bellend?" Bellend's like, "Whoa, how'd you know my name?" And Tommy Watson's like, "You have it written on your shirt." It's pretty weird. And then they're having a chat, usual stuff. How's it going? What are you into? Does she like me? Does these trousers work for me? Should I change my name to Laser Dude? Those are the things the Big Tommy Dubs was asking the Bellend. And they both realised that they're both interested in turning electricity into sound waves. Bellend's like, "I've got all the theory, I don't know how to make this shit." Watson's like, "I'm an electrical designer, I know how to make everything." The Bellend cannot believe his luck. He is like, "Are you fucking shitting in my mouth?" And they do a Victorian version of a high five, which is just where they sort of touch one of their foreheads to their chins. That is true. That isn't just me thinking of a weird thing that you got mate actors to do afterwards. I need to do a fart. I've done it. Can't believe that got filmed. So sorry. They work for years. They're trying everything. Cups on a string, 2 glasses against a wall. One of them is putting their foot against the other one's ear and just screaming out the window. It's not easy turning electricity into sound. It's not like turning alcohol into piss, which I'm doing literally right now. Cut to 10th of March, 1876. They have a breakthrough. The first ever phone call. "Mr. Watson, come here. I want to see you." Tommy Dubs is like, "What the fuck, mate? Oh my God, we are not in the same room. That is ape shit." The Bellend is like, "Pull it together, Big Tommy Dubs." And Tommy Dubs is like, "I can't pull it together. This is really weird." "I'm not hanging up either, you gotta hang up." "No, you hang up." Phones. And the next thing you know, he creates the Bell Telephone Company, possibly the least imaginative name for a company of all time. He becomes very rich, so rich, DuckTales rich. We're talking Johnny Coins. That's his nickname that he gives himself. And everyone's like, "Wow, that's a bad nickname." He's like, "I got money." So, the phone is going great guns. Absolutely legendary stuff. How do you improve it? Well, enter, stage right, Tommy Edison. Thomas Edison was one of the great inventors of his era. This guy knows his onions, largely because he invented them. He's had a series of light bulb moments when he invented the phonograph, when he invented the telegraph, and probably most notably when he invented the light bulb. Edison gets right involved, gets his dick right in the mix. Tommy Dub's like, "Right, we got this thing, it's going well. What are we calling it?" He sits there, thinking about it for a while. And blam, a light bulb goes off above his head. He goes, "The Shouting Shoe." And they're like, wow, that is a worse name. Please don't get involved in naming anything again, ever. And then they're like, what's your second idea? And Edison's like, right, what are you saying when people sort of like pick up the phone? Basically, when you answer the phone, you go, ahoy, hoy. And Edison is like, Belen, what the shivering fuck is wrong with you? Ahoy, hoy? Yeah, mate. It's a good idea. Ahoy, hoy. All right, how about this? It's gonna blow your mind. Hello. And Bellend is like, Edison, you absolute genius. That is a full brain orgasm all over the vagina of my previous idea. And Edison is like, what can I say, mate? I've got a light bulb living above my head. It just sits there, occasionally goes off, I have a great idea. And the bell end stands up and he goes, guys, we've done it. We've got the telephone, we've got the greeting. And then he unleashes the immortal words. One day, there will be a telephone in every major city in the USA. It established him as one of the great inventors of all time. Or did it? Is there more to this story? Yes, otherwise I would not have asked that question. I'm now going to tell you about a man who you've never heard of. Antonio Meucci. The year, 1860. The place, New York. The place within the place, somewhere in New York. Antonio Meucci is an Italian immigrant. He's a man who's down on his luck. Always down on his luck. His wife has got severe arthritis. She can't even walk. He's got nothing. The only thing he's good at, inventing shit. Meucci sat there. His invention... I farted again. It's really bad. I'm so sorry. I mean, they're going to use this in the edit because, of course, why wouldn't you? And I sort of don't hold it against them for it. This might even make the trailer. I'm so sad. So he's there in his workshop. He's trying to communicate with his wife. She's next door. That's how he hits on the idea. He develops a device he calls the telephono. He's excited about it. He thinks, wow, this could be a great thing. Then he invites the press round. It's the Italian press who are based in New York. He's like, hey guys, look at this new thing. I've got a way of speaking. I'm here, hello, hello, hello. My wife's in the other room and she's like, hello, hello, hello. Or whatever the hello is in Italian. Good pasta to you both. I don't know, something less racist than that. And their reaction is, wow, this is amazing. I'm gonna write a whole article about it. So he is there writing in Italian. Italian, 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 Italian. People are reading it, going, oh my God, this is in Italian, I don't understand it. The upshot of it is, no one's interested. 2 years later, when Bell is granted a patent on the telephone, Meucci is furious. The bell end is lapping up plaudits like cats drink milk. He's loving it. He's just sat there, plaudits, loving it. But Meucci sat at home thinking, I invented that. That was my machine. This is bullshit. Antonio Meucci sued the bell end to prove that he had invented the phone before Tommy Dobbs and the bell end. And he sued them for 13 years. He was kind of dragged through litigation. The court was going to hear his case. And then after 13 years, bang! He dies. And his legal action died with him. It's not fair! Meucci just a sort of footnote in history until 2002. The Supreme Court rules that Meucci should be credited as an inventor of the telephone. Yes, finally, it has been over 100 years. You fucking dicks. How did it take you this long to fucking acknowledge the amount of work that I did? Look at this situation that's happened now. Some chubby Asian kid is gonna retell it while he's drunk for a Comedy Central TV show. This is bullshit. The time has come for Meucci to receive his day in the sun. Go fuck yourself, Alexander Graham Bell. Cheers. It's quite a bad wine.
Finally tonight we have the story of death, decay, sickness and misery. But what was life like in Scotland in the olden days? Let's find out. After necking 3 pina coladas, 3 whiskey sours and a couple of beers, here's James Acaster.
Hey, jabronis watching at home. It's 1350. England and Scotland hated each other, but the English get the plague. Oh my God. Dying. Chins falling off, butts falling off, nipples off. High five? Yeah, why not? Arm falls off. Up in Scotland, zero plague whatsoever. The Scottish believed that the plague was an act of God punishing the English. Robert the steward, in charge of Scotland at the time, he saw this as a prime opportunity to conquer them. Hey, all my Scottish soldiers, go down there, beat the English, come back, Kit Kats for lunchtime. Some of the Scottish soldiers said to them, hey, man, what if we catch the plague? The boss said, hey, you're not gonna get the plague. You're Scottish, you're fine. So, Scots go down to England, planted, ready to attack. But one of them starts coughing. This is a bit of a splutter. The other think, wow, he's just winding us up. So one soldier turns to the other one, he's like, hey, man, I'm feeling pretty ill. And before he even gets the word ill, he starts puking out of his butt onto the soldier behind him. Then he starts saying, hey, I'm feeling a bit, and then out of his mouth onto the head of the soldier who just puked out of his butt onto him. And then puke out of everyone's butt and mouth onto each other, everywhere. Like a fax. The Scots knew they didn't understand a chance, and they turned and they fled back to Scotland. Taking the plague with them, the Scottish got back. Robert the steward, he starts saying, hey, did you get rid of those English people? Nah, that's neither here nor there. Don't ask us about that. Seriously, did you get rid of them a lot? No. We went down there, we got the plague, and then we came back to you. Oh, Jesus Christ! Summing up, within weeks, 20% of Scotland have been wiped out. Just dead. Dead like doornails. On the feet of the righteous, walking into heaven.
It's time for World War II's Great Escape, the story of 200 men all crammed into the same tunnel. If you want to know more, ask your mum. Ed Gamble's in the hot seat for this one after 11 double gin and tonics and 7 double vodka Red Bulls. You'll notice he seems incredibly composed for the first bit, but keep watching. It's an absolute joy when he finally crumbles.
So this is the story of the Great Escape. It is apparently the greatest escape that has ever happened. Hopefully you'll agree. The main guy we need to talk about, he's called Roger. He was a South African gentleman and in 1942 was taken to Stalag Luft 3, which was a concentration camp, the third of its name. Roger Bushell was Big Daddy Escape. All right, everyone. Here comes Roger Bushell. Try keeping me in this place, even. I escape from everything, if you don't mind. That's what he said when he arrived. I'd imagine they're cuffing him the whole time, and then he'd just be like, "Da-da! Put me in cuffs if you like, but I'll fucking escape." So he'd already been warned that it was his last chance. Okay, you have tried to escape on 2 occasions before, but that's okay. This time, no, if you try to escape, we are going to be very angry Nazis. But Roger, he doesn't give a fuck. Or, oh, okay, I won't try and escape this time. I'll just make this my home. He doesn't care, does he? So Roger's in. When Roger arrives, the escape committee in the camp was a mess. They'd all lost focus, they'd all lost heart, so they need a leader. And he's like, right, I'm going to rally these guys. Gather round. I'm Roger Bushell. We're going to escape from this fucking place. bit rude. I can't. Why would you throw fucking into that? I've come up with a plan. We are going to get 200 people out to escape. People were like, what are you talking about, mate? That's never going to happen. But Roger was like, don't laugh at me, man. People laughed at Jesus. Someone at the back went,
All right, well then, mate, tell us about your new ideas.
okay, 3 tunnels. He'd come up with 3 tunnels. Escape cubed. And everyone went, ooh, there was a little bobble of noise. Everyone went, ooh, like that. They went, someone went,
Tell us more.
okay, I'll tell you more. Right, I've got 3 tunnels. One of them's called Tom, one of them's called Dick, and one of them's called Harry, which is like normal English names. So you can say whatever you want. It's like, what were you doing last night? Oh, I was really deep inside Tom last night. I was chipping away at Harry's dirt. Whether the guys would be like, oh, I don't want to hear about that. So old Roger, he's all up for sorting out his Ocean's 11 style team. He thought, I'm gonna need someone good at tunnels. Someone popped up, a lad from Canada called Wally Floody. When I first heard this name, my first reaction was this is the worst person to be in charge of tunnels ever. Wally is the type of idiot, and Floody is the worst thing that can happen in a tunnel. That is the same as Plonker collapsed. But he claims he was good with a spade. And Roger Bushell, he was like, okay, despite your name, I will trust you. Can you dig it? And and he says, yes, I can. So what they really need to sort out is when they're on the other side of the tunnel, what's going to happen? They need civilian clothes. They're going to need the documents. How are they going to get those? Now, apparently, there were a lot of anti-Nazi guards in there. So you're looking for the lad with the skull cap on. He's reading Gay Times. You say, look, clearly you are not a Nazi, but not that loud. Come on, help me and 199 other lads escape. And they're like, okay, I will not listen to what Hitler says as long as you give me some cigarettes and some chocolate. So they've got all they want, and they're giving out uniforms. They're giving out documents. Your old lads from the escape committee, they've got everything they need to get out. And there were people digging all of the time. Dig, 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 dig. The old Nazi lads, every one of them's got 6 or 7 fags in their mouth. All the lips are covered in chocolate. The main boss, Colonel Freddy, he's looking around going, oh, something's going on here. I think someone might be trying to escape. in his porn voice. Eventually, they discovered a tunnel. So it was Tom, Dick, and Harry. They found Tom. They were all smug, the Germans. Colonel Freddy was like, oh, you look like idiots now. You're in our prison and we have found your tunnel. But the thing is, they had 2 more tunnels, so they had a backup. So you'd be like, oh no, oh shit, you found my tunnel. Oh God, you've got me, you prick. So they were like, oh, they're onto us. We need to get out really soon. Bushell's there and he says, okay, guys, Tom has been discovered. Next, we have the choice between Harry and Dick. It's a choice between Harry and Dick, and it's Harry all the time. So after months and months and months of digging, Tunnel Harry is complete. It's 24th of March. It's
It's the 24th of March, 1944, and the escape is on. Ed.
Literally all don't sit there silent.
Right.
No. Fuck off, Tom. Like, this is what makes me angry, that you all sit there, like, quiet watching. Like, Oh, what's happened to Ed? You all met me in a bar earlier. Oh, we'll all be quiet. This is like a Serbian film. It's the 24th of March, 1944. There's 200 men, all built up in Tunnel Harry. And I get to the end of the Tunnel Harry, and the tunnel is frozen. We're bashing against the end, and it's all frozen up. We're all breathing against the tunnel, and we're all going... And that's the only hot way to get out of the tunnel, doing all hot breath. And then one of us does a really great big hot breath. And then the whole door comes away. But, oh, you think they've won. But they've not. Because they're 10 foot short of the woods, which is the worst. Suddenly, there is a gunshot. And someone has shot a shot of bullets. They realise the game is up. They've been discovered by the Nazis. They gotta go. They gotta run. They fucking gotta cane it. And then we run. And then we run. Oh, God, it feels amazing. That is the end of the game. In total, 76 men had escaped.
Out of 200.
Out of 2. Okay, I'll do it all together. Out of 10.
So, Ed, this is all I need from you at the end. Ed, was it a great escape?
Yes. Because only 3 of them died.
No, only 3 of them made it.
Fuck you, only 3 of them died. In actual fact, in realistic fact, only three men escaped. The rest were either captured or killed. I have to say, you have to call it the pretty average escape, not the great escapes or the moderate escapes. Fuck you, Nazis.
Who said that?
Hitler.
What a brilliant story. They should make a film about it.